I know, that cord is terrible. Only a couple more days, then we'll be wireless. Good morning. This is Sally Morgan, physical therapist, craniosacral therapist, and Tellington T-Touch practitioner for animals and people. This is Tristan. He's a Corgi. And this is an episode of Conversations with a Corgi. And out the window, there is still snow. When I see the news anchor in Springfield 20 minutes away, there is green grass behind him. I am so tired of winter, even though we haven't had too bad of a winter. It was so cold this morning. Look, I'm still wearing these sweaters made in Denmark. I mean, come on. Give me some time to wear all the beautiful clothes I have. So, anyway, we're still in our house here. I'm going to have to go to the grocery store pretty soon. I'm not excited about it. And we're doing okay. So, what was I going to say? There were some... Oh, they canceled the Corgi show in June. This is devastating news to me because I wait a whole year for this Corgi show. And it's a big deal. And I had so much fun. Last year was the first year with this little young man that I ever participated in the Corgi show. And I was going for 30 years before I was in the show with my dog. So they've canceled everything because they had to cancel the venue or they'd lose their deposit. And early June is still too sketchy to be sure that we could be there. The place where we do agility in New Hampshire still might work out. Although, frankly, I felt a little more close to people in New Hampshire than I did at the place in Bucksboro. But at least there's a little hope that we'll be doing agility, which is fun. Although so many people can't practice agility except in their backyard, which right now the snow is over my dog's legs, so he can't jump back there. But soon enough, probably by next week, we can. But that's hard. I mean, some people just can't practice with their dogs at their house for a variety of reasons. So I don't know if we'll still do the agility show. We might do some kind of agility thing and have it not be part of the show. The National Corgi Show is in Virginia in September this year, and I really want to go to that. And unlike in the horse world, where you have to qualify to go to the national show, you can just walk into the National Corgi Show and enter your dog. I'm sure in the confirmation classes you must qualify, but for those of us in performance, right, Biscuit? Are you a performance Corgi? We can just show up and do what we do. So we're going to continue on today with our breathing techniques for relaxation and for decreased anxiety and for general well-being in your body. I have all these pieces of paper here and I don't know what any of them are. Anyway, we're going to continue on with that. And today, Tristan's wearing his scarf, which Baltimore Corgis, if you're out there listening, he got at the World of Pets Expo a couple of years ago. Another great big Corgi was walking around in this very one and looked so handsome. And they didn't really have one that fit Tristan, but we make do. One day your mother might take it in for you. So we're going to do a kind of breathing that we do primarily in T-Touch work. It's super easy to learn. Probably should have done this one first because it is so easy. But it has a lot of the same benefits that all of the breathing exercises do. One of the primary ones we see with this is that if people are concentrating on doing this because it is so simple, that it often relaxes their dogs when they're trying to learn T-Touch and trying to be calm with a dog that might be nervous. You know, recently adopted dog, one that's had issues in the past, one like mine that might not be good around other dogs. And, you know, as soon as anybody gets up to walk across the room, you're holding your breath. Although I know really well at what point this guy's going to want to snark. But people that are new definitely do not know. So this is called Peep's Breathing, which is, you know, always reminds me of my beloved Peep's marshmallow chicks from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. My sister and I, it turns out, both have a secret love for Peeps. I don't think either of us really particularly like eating them, but she has been to the Peeps factory. I'm so jealous. I've always wanted to go and watch them put the eyeballs on the Peeps as they come down the assembly line. And, you know, we share a variety of Peeps things. slippers, socks, anything with peeps on it. We're a big fan. And I think it stems from our childhood when our Easter baskets, just for the filler, there would be peeps in there, which I don't know who ate them. I think we had a lot of petrified peeps in our house. But I gotta say, there are so many things you can do with peeps to cook them. I've started a peeps recipe book, which I've heard that the Peeps company may be interested in, but they will retain all rights to it and it'll just be my name on the cover, which doesn't motivate me to finish it. But one of the things I do with my peeps, two things: roast them like marshmallows over the fire on a stick. They get like this crispy creme brulee outside. They're delicious. Also, float them in a cup of hot chocolate. Also delicious that way. And if I run out of milk for my tea, I will be putting peeps in my tea just to get something substantial. So the peeps breathing is simple. You're going to breathe in through your nose and out through pursed lips. It's also called pursed lips breathing by some people, but we call it peeps breathing. So you're going to breathe in through your nose and then breathe out twice as long through your pursed lips. And a lot of us, when we normally breathe, we don't exhale fully. So that's one of the things that this accomplishes. If you exhale fully, you get the stale air out, you get the newly oxygenated air in, and you are able to take a deeper breath. So a lot of us might have noticed when we're nervous that we're doing this little shallow breath, like when you're having a baby and you're panting, or when your dog's panting. The peeps breath stops that. So it's like in through your nose, and we have used this in physical therapy to help people increase their oxygen flow into their lungs after they've had a disease like COVID-19 or pneumonia or cystic fibrosis, a lot of things. So it really does get you a more substantial exhale than you would otherwise. Plus it's fun. It's really fun to do with kids. You can do it into a straw and make the water bubble. You can also blow like a little pinwheel, which I have a dozen of in this house, but they're not here right now. But you can do things like that as well. They actually do make these things that we use in therapy where you breathe out through a tube and it makes a little ball come up and flutter. And then you can measure how high it went and how long it was there in order to see how the person's progressing. Because everything in therapy is about, can we measure an improvement? Doesn't matter if you feel better or if you say your pain's less. So let's try a couple more rounds of peeps breathing. We usually do this like 3 times, 4 times, and then go back to our normal breathing and then do it again in a couple of minutes. Because what happens is as you're concentrating on the breathing, you're more relaxed, everything's good. But if something around you is making you nervous again or making your dog nervous, hence you nervous, you may go back to your normal shallow breathing. So let's try it again. Breathe in through your nose. And you may notice as you do this that your exhales get longer as you get some of that air out of your lung and can get a better inhale. So that's our peeps breathing today. And don't breathe on your dog. They don't usually like that, do you, Tristan? If I breathe out on him, he gets very nervous. It defeats the purpose of doing the exercise, right? See? He says, you're tickling my ears so early in the day. So everybody stay safe. Danny says she's getting snow there. I don't envy you, but she is in South Dakota. And, you know, it's pretty when it's falling, but I'm done. I'm done. I want it to be summer. I want to go outside. I want the birds to be singing. Although this morning I had quite the excitement. I thought I saw what could have been a river otter or a beaver. No, it was my wood ducks outside my window. And we also had 2 squirrels kind of playing tag with each other. I have a chain link fence on around an acre for my dog. And the squirrels were zigzagging in and out of the fence, chasing each other. And they were so adorable, but it was too far to get my phone and get back, but while they were still doing it. So it was just a personal show for me. But if I see those little rascals out there again, I will definitely get them on tape. So thanks for joining us. Everybody have a good day. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we will see you tomorrow.